Yo, I can't believe it. Like, we're adults. How are you feeling?
I'm broken.
Don't loud it, don't loud it. This is the Becoming You podcast. We're talking about all things adulting.
The good, the bad, and the chaotic.
The chaos, now follow come.
Like, join us. Let's figure out this face together.
We're just figuring this face out one step at a time.
Enjoy the episode.
Enjoy the episode. Hi, friends.
Hi,
Welcome back to
guys.
another episode of the Becoming You pod, where we just talk about our experiences.
Just gists.
I am Bukky and I'm with my co-host Damilola.
Hi, guys. Happy Sunday. How you guys doing? How's your week?
Happy Sunday. I hope you guys went to church. Did you go to church,
Oh,
Dami?
well, I did not.
It's always did you go to church?
Well, I did not.
Why? Give us reason. Why?
So I'm not home presently. I'm at my friend's place, and I can't.
Oh,
My church
okay.
is not close by. Yeah, and today is first Sunday.
Oh,
I should
okay.
have
Since
gone,
you're
but it's all good.
Thanksgiving Sunday. I actually did not even know that today is first Sunday till I like joined in on the service and I was like hearing like, oh, this is Thanksgiving Sunday. I was like, oh
Wow.
wow. This every day is Thanksgiving for us. Every day is Thanksgiving.
Actually,
We're giving thanks to God every
actually,
day. So
actually.
yeah, but how are you? How are you doing? How are you doing? How's everything?
I'm good. I'm fine. I mean, this week it was okay. Like, it was good. It was more of highs than lows, I guess. But yeah, the low came towards the end of the week because I had one nasty cramp and I had to walk through it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and Dami's not around too, so
Oh, we understand. Okay. But do you mind sharing like your highs with us? Like, do you want to tell us about your highs? What happened?
I think my high would be
Mm-hmm.
actually getting my task done in time, right? Yeah,
Oh, of course.
I think that's like one of it qualifies as a high now. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually leaving things to like last minute, so yeah, I did my
Yeah,
task on
actually.
time.
No, it actually qualifies. Yeah, it
What's that
qualifies.
supposed to mean?
I mean,
Okay, so yes, so yeah, completed my task. Aside from the rain, because it has been raining like almost every day in Lagos. So yeah, so aside from the rain, everything went pretty much well.
yeah, I'm happy you had like a very like peaceful, laid back, chilled week. And you said it's been raining. Do you know I kind of feel like
Yeah.
we have similar weather conditions like that Salvador and Nigeria or Lagos, Nigeria, because it actually rained a lot last week.
Yes, we
Yeah,
do.
it rained a whole lot. Like it's been so cold.
How about yes?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm fine. My week was very, very slow. Nothing happened. Like I did not go out. I was just home working. The week started very low.
Mm.
I kind of lost an opportunity. I was really sad about that.
Oh,
It ended low too. We're swinging with the crowns
no.
here. Swings. Yes, my period started on Friday.
Are we supposed to be saying this on the podcast?
I mean, is it not part of like womanhood? Like I don't know, you
Yeah,
guys.
it is a part of it, anyways.
No period shaming,
I'm
please.
not.
Like
I'm not. But yeah,
um,
go on, carry on.
okay, so yeah, it came with like leg pain this time around. So my legs were really like paining me, and I spent the whole of yesterday just
There is
sleeping.
always something new each month.
Yeah,
Like it's annoying.
yeah,
Something is usually like there's an upgrade every month. It's crazy. I'm tired.
exactly.
Is there a way we can pause it without like with aside from getting pregnant? Is there a way like we can actually pause it? Like just pause it. Like I don't want to
I
see
don't
it,
know.
and I don't want to have to
I
be
think I
pregnant before I can pause it.
I think there are pills though that people use for this, but I feel like they have really bad side effects. I've really not like read on it or anything,
Of
but I feel like there are
course.
pills and they come with like really bad side
Yeah.
effects. But yeah, it's just bad, and it's like it's not even waiting for a
Mm,
month, like because before you close your eyes and open it, your period again. Like why? I don't know. It's not cool. You should just chill
very
a bit.
annoying.
I had a very lazy Saturday yesterday, just watching movies. I saw like 4 or 5 movies yesterday and like two shows, and I was just sleeping, waking up, eating. I was
Nice.
just eating. So yeah, it was a really like pretty like low laid back day.
Yeah.
And yeah, that summarizes my week. Yeah, I think that's all that happened
Mm.
really.
Yeah, I was going to say that I'm glad your week went well, and I think it was better than the previous one. So
Was it better?
yeah,
No.
right?
No. My laptop got spoiled like the previous week, but at the same time, the previous week I had my graduation dinner. I had fun. This one, no fun, nothing. Just
Oh
everything.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It was just chill. This one was just like laid back. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Just
right. But
be
yeah,
back.
all in God, I beg you, the dog has
Oh, the
me by
door.
the throat. All in all,
But
all
mm-hmm.
in all, I'm glad you had a nice week. I'm
Yeah.
glad you had a nice week.
Yeah, I'm glad me too, Sha. I am. And
Mm-hmm.
on the last episode of the podcast, we talked about identity crisis. We're supposed to talk about identity crisis and imposter syndrome, but we're unable to go
Mm-hmm.
into imposter or imposter. Nobody answered us.
Yeah.
All our listeners snubbed us. They said, say it anyhow you want to say it.
Right. Yay. As in, like, please don't put that stress on us.
Uh,
Thank you. But yeah,
so
but me, I'm gonna call it imposter syndrome.
okay,
Duh.
not to confuse our listeners, I mean, I can also say imposter, so like we're on the same page. Yeah, so we said we're going to talk about imposter syndrome
Mm.
in this episode. We're talking about imposter syndrome, which is just like that feeling of not that imposter syndrome is just like feeling you're not good enough. You know, when you feel like you're not you're not good enough,
Yeah.
you're not worthy of like certain positions you hold, you're not worthy of like certain respects people give you,
Yeah.
and where you just feel like the best of you would never
Mhm.
be enough for some reasons. So yeah, I think that is imposter
Mhm.
syndrome, right? It's just that feeling. I think like in summary, yeah, it's just that feeling of not
Yeah.
being good enough. Am I right?
Yeah. The feeling of self doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like feeling of self doubt when it comes to like certain accomplishments you've made, and you feel like I do not belong here. How am I here? How did I get here?
Yeah.
This wasn't even good enough for me to have gotten to this point. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like that feeling of self
Yeah,
doubt.
so with imposter syndrome, yeah, it's not like good things are not happening to the person or happening to you. Like good things are happening. Sometimes you're even making moves.
Yeah.
You're accomplishing like goals you've had you've laid out for
Yeah.
yourself. You're doing things, but you don't see
Mhm.
them as things. You see them as just
Yeah.
like
But you just feel like you don't belong. Exactly. You feel like you don't even belong there. Like you feel like you don't belong in that
yeah.
circle. Like you feel like you don't be like in as much as you're hitting milestones, you're
Mhm.
like achieving stuff. It feels like I'm an imposter, like I'm playing another
You
person.
feel
This is
like
not me.
fraud.
I shouldn't be here. I should not be
Yeah.
doing this. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you feel like a fraud. Yes.
Tell me, have you ever felt
Yeah.
like an impostor? Have you ever felt like you're, people are giving you
Oh my
accolades for
god.
what you just feel like probably you didn't do anything to achieve it. It was just luck. You don't
Mm.
understand why people are telling you well done. Like, have you ever been in that like
Mm.
position or in that situation?
Yes, I have. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give an instance, right? So I write.
Oh, okay.
Like, I like to call myself a writer. I am a writer.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even like, I am a writer. I write. I write well,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I've had instances where I would write a piece
Okay.
and I read it and I'm like, ugh. I read it and I'm like, yikes. And then I send it to Mira. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so for example, now Mira is I used to call her like my editor, right? So Mira
Yeah.
is like my editor. Mira
Mm-hmm.
reads it, and Mira is like, "Oh my god, this is so good. This is so nice. Like you make me like you make everything so vivid. Like the imagination
Mm-hmm.
is vivid." And then she's saying all of those things, and in my head, I'm like, "Huh? Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't even feel that way about what I wrote." So yeah, it has me. Imposter syndrome has me looking for validation, right? Because
Yeah.
I've done something good. I've done something that everybody is saying is good. Everybody is saying, "Oh, this is great work. This is very good work," and all of that. But I can't see it. So I
Mm-hmm.
keep having to look for validation in the sense that I'm always like, "Are you sure this is good?" Like, I feel like a
Mm-hmm.
fraud. Like, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I didn't do a good work. I feel like it can't be that good for you people to be saying that this is so good.
Yeah, I get it.
Kill if you say so, but yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I just want to add to what Mira has told you severally. You're a good writer. Dami writes so well. She writes poetry and she
Oh,
writes like
thank
so,
you.
so, so well. There was a time we had that conversation. I was like, just start an
Oh,
Instagram page where you just be writing your poems. You don't need to show your face. Like your people will
yeah.
find you. But Rara,
Mhm.
oh, no, 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 no. You're not ready to listen to anybody. I don't know. You're just caught up in your own mental
No,
space.
so it's not like okay, so no, so I feel like it's not like I do not want to do it, but over time, I think that feeling of self doubt over time has
Mm-hmm.
built this like massive writer's block in my mind
Mm-hmm.
where it feels like I can't even break out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I pick a pen up to like try scribbling something down. Like I've had instances other times where as I'm scribbling something down, the inspiration is just coming and I write a lot. But this time around, when I put a pen to a paper, I'm blank. I
Mm-hmm.
can't seem to have like my creative juices flowing. Like
Yeah.
I just go blank, and sometimes it hurts. I won't lie, it hurts that this was something I used to enjoy doing.
Yes.
Like I
Mm-hmm.
could easily pick up a book and a biro and just write something down, and it would be so good.
Yeah.
But now I can't even do that anymore, and it's kind of like I'm just fighting to like get rid of this block in my head. I mean, if our listeners, like if you're listening and you know how I can get rid of my writer's block, I mean, please help me. Help
Please,
me. I'm
please,
crying
please.
for help. This is my cry for help, you
I
guys.
feel like maybe you need to lock
But
in,
yeah.
like you need to get locked in. Like, do you still read as much as you used to? Because I feel like reading helps like your creativity flow. And also I feel like you need to get locked in that space of like
Yeah, I still do.
being with like people that are in that creative space, like reading their works, have people that you follow on social media that
Mm,
are in that space, doing that same
yeah,
thing. Because at times you might write a poem,
yeah,
and even
yeah,
the
yeah.
people like that are really close to you would not see the beauty in that poem you've written because they are not just in that space yet, or they do not have like that like mental connection with what you're doing. So maybe you need to
Mm,
find your own people.
true.
You need to
Yeah.
like go out of your like comfort, or out of your
Mm.
you need to actually push yourself out of your comfort zone. That's one of the things I think you need to do, Dami.
So, so yeah, yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, like yeah, that advice is good, and I will take it. And I also want to chip in that I've been blessed enough with people around me that actually like love to read.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I have friends in my corner that when I write, I can easily say to them that, oh, what
Mm-hmm.
do you think? And they give me like they critique it like, oh, this is
Mm-hmm.
good, this is where you could be better or something like that. I am blessed with friends like that. Shout out to Mira, shout out to IBK and
Epa.
a lot more other people.
Yeah.
But but yeah, so yeah, I have people like that in my corner. So it's not like I'm lacking in like maybe validation or I'm lacking in like compliments,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't know. I think maybe just like you said, maybe I just need to look in and actually like maybe the war is in my head and I have to fight it out myself. So yeah.
These things too, they're actually easier said than done. Me
Yeah.
giving you the advice now just feels like, I don't have like, I've never felt like an imposter, and, I have it all put together. But guys, I always feel like an imposter.
I know advice is very easy to
Very
give. Oh.
sweet. Very,
Advice is very easy
put
to
yourself out there.
it's very easy to give.
The numbers
Like
do not
it's
matter. Don't look at algorithm. Just do you. You don't care. Don't care about the views. Don't care about the likes. Bruh.
it's all about the numbers, baby. At
Yes,
all,
I've
at
always like
all.
kind of felt like an impostor. I don't know. And sometimes external validation too does not like suffice. Like it's not enough for me to hear from Bisaya that I'm good, or to hear from my partner that I'm good, or from Faith. Like I have a particular idea. I run it by all these people that I've mentioned,
Mm,
and all of them might tell me like, oh, this is good, this is good,
yeah.
this is great, but I'm still like looking for something. I sometimes feel like
Yeah,
they're lying to me
exactly.
because they do not want to like
Yes.
hurt my feelings, so they can't be blunt with me, so they'll definitely tell me that whatever I'm putting out
Mm,
is good. And Sarah particularly
Yeah,
has
I get
decided to
that.
like
Yes, I do get that.
she does apply a different approach right now, and it's reverse psychology. So it's like, do you think this thing is good? No, it is not good at all. It is rubbish. So when she tells me things like that, I'm like, no, I know that it is good. No, you can't tell me this. So yeah, I feel like understanding your self worth and
Mm,
understanding that every opportunity you're given, you're actually worth every opportunity you're given, and you're in a particular room because you deserve it, has to come from
yeah,
within. Like there's nothing anybody wants to
yeah.
tell you that can take that feeling away. That's what I think. Right. I feel like there's just
Mm-hmm.
always like a lot of
Yeah.
work we have to do from within. But do you think it's a bad thing to feel like an imposter?
Hmm. Is it? I don't think it's a bad thing to feel like an imposter. I just feel it might not be like, so it might not be a bad thing to feel like an imposter. Where the bad thing comes in now is if you constantly feel like an imposter.
I
Like
constantly feel
if you
like an
constantly
imposter.
berate yourself, like if you constantly, so you know that aside from feeling like a fraud, it gets to a point where you start to put yourself down.
Okay, yeah, there's
Like you
that.
start to like talk down on yourself, like, do you get? So I feel like it is when it gets to that point that you're in trouble,
Well,
because it means that you're already starting to feel like you can never you can never be good enough, or you can never
mm-hmm.
like, yeah, it gets to that point where you start to feel like you can never be good enough. Whatever you do, no matter what people tell you, or no matter how good people tell you it is, can never be good enough for you. And that is a very terrible place to be in. Very, very
Yeah,
terrible place to
I
be in.
agree
And
with
if you're in that
you.
space, I think, yeah, and if you're in that space, I think it's time you like maybe consider therapy, because it means that there are a lot of things to unpack as to why you feel that way constantly.
Well, before we get into why people tend to feel like that, I want to say that it's not a bad thing to
Mm,
constantly feel like an imposter. In fact, I feel like if you're someone that is always ready like to try out new stuff, you constantly feel like an imposter. If you're constantly
mm,
leaving your comfort zone, if you're constantly
yeah,
pushing your limits, you feel like an imposter because you're not playing in areas where you kind of dominate. You're playing in spaces where you're a
yeah.
novice, and as a novice, like there are questions in your head. So I feel like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
feeling like
That that
an
that counts. That
yeah,
counts a lot. Yes.
feeling like an imposter, it's is not entirely like a bad thing. The bad thing is what you choose, or how you handle the feeling, and what you choose to do with it. Like if you're feeling like an imposter but you're doing it
Mm-hmm.
anyways, like you feel like you're not good enough but you're putting yourself out there anyways, you feel like you don't deserve an opportunity but you're not still letting go of that opportunity, you're still making the
Mm,
best out of the opportunity you're given. I feel like, okay, then it still works. But like Dami said, yeah, being in that mental space where your feelings of not being good enough now stops you from doing things you should do, stops you from putting your best foot forward, stops you from actually going for, like, going
yeah.
after your dreams. I feel like that's where there is a problem. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's where you should actually like
Yeah.
seek help, professional help, or talk to friends. Sometimes like talking to people too might just help you like feel better or understand like where you're at. So like talking about the
Yeah.
like this feeling, yeah, Dami, where do you think it stems from? I was thinking
Mm,
about it while I was just like thinking about the topic, and I feel like it's from for most of us here, it's something that has always been there. Like it's one feeling that's always been there, where you just feel
mm,
like you're in a competition with yourself sometimes, with other people sometimes, and probably you just feel like
mm.
you're not where you're
Yeah.
supposed to be. I don't know if it stems from like training or family background. In my case, I don't think so. But probably
So
from like, okay, you can go on.
yeah, so I was going to say, so I think in a way it comes from, or it starts with comparison. When
Yeah.
you grow up hearing things like, when you grow up hearing things like, can't you be like this person? Can't you be like that person? This is what this person is doing. This is
Mm-hmm.
what that person is doing. Over time, you start to compare yourself to people. Like you start to compare
Okay.
yourself to people in the sense that you start to measure your worth. You start to measure your worth using other people's yardstick,
Mm-hmm.
forgetting that there are two different journeys, two separate
Mm-hmm.
journeys,
Mm-hmm.
individual journeys, yours and them. So
Mm-hmm.
measuring your worth, measuring your own journey, or seeing your own journey from the eyes of someone else and not yours now is
Mhm.
very detrimental. So yeah, I feel like comparison goes a long way into feeling a
Yeah.
certain way. Like when you grow up all your life and everything you keep hearing growing up is can't you be like Omo Babalabaja? Can't you be like this person? Can't you be
Mhm.
like that person? Over time you see that subconsciously start comparing yourself. This is where we get things like, oh, I see people my age doing things, and it feels like I'm just here. I'm just like, why should I be happy that I'm doing this small thing when
Yeah.
people are doing, or people my age are doing more? So I think, yeah, that's one of it. And then I
Yeah.
think anxiety, like when you're
Well,
always anxious, like
yeah.
when you're always like in a state of anxiousness, like when you're always very scared or very, oh, I don't know how this thing is going to go. And then it feels like, oh, after you finish doing it, and then
Mhm.
you get anxious before you do it, and then
Mhm.
after you do it you're still anxious about, oh, how would they take it, how would they do this, I don't know if, and then
Mhm.
this thing of believing bad about yourself until people prove you wrong, like, oh, okay, I've done this thing, I'm not even going to put so much on it, I'm not going to put so much mind on it, I'm not going to pay
Mhm.
it any mind, like, oh, I'm just going to think the worst, like people would not like it. So that by the
Yeah.
time people tell me they don't like it, I've
You're
told
not
myself that of
surprised.
course I knew they were not going to like
Yeah.
it. So
Mhm.
exactly, it comes as a when you actually do that thing and you see that people actually do like this thing, and then imposter syndrome comes up and you're like, oh really? You like it? What do you like about it? Stuff like
Exactly.
that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So like you said, comparison does not only steal like our joy, it also like steals our inner peace. And it just like puts this question in your
Yeah.
head, like questions in your head, and just floods your mind with doubts about yourself, about your competence. And I feel like for
Mm,
me, yeah, it stems from structural forms of comparison. Like for instance, now you know there's the comparison
mm,
where people are just like telling you, oh, be like this person, act like this person, but there's also like the structural ones that come as school grades, like the structural comparison now, like for example we have like school grading system. For instance, like there's the first position, there's the second,
yeah.
there's the third position. In primary school I had
Mm-hmm.
no issue, I was
Mm-hmm.
like a really good student, so I was just flexing that phase of my life.
Yeah.
But I think my problem started like secondary school, where I wasn't like the best in the class, and it was a government school. We're very many in our class.
Also to add to that,
Mm-hmm.
like, so for people that don't know, I mean, if you've gotten to this point of our podcast, you should know that me and Buki know ourselves from like way back. So
Okay.
I was going to say that when it comes to academics, right, you guys, Buki usually is hard on herself. Like Buki is
Why
usually
are you
hard on herself
casting
when it
me?
comes to academics.
Why are you
I'm,
casting me?
I'm not casting you. I'm just trying to buttress the point that you're making. That yeah, I feel like in a way, so when it comes to like academics, Buki tries to like, I need to like get this thing done. People are doing it. Why am I different? So yes, I need to do that
Yeah,
thing that people are doing academic wise. Like yeah, so yeah.
you're so right. I think it actually stems from my secondary school, to be very honest. Like I was just that person that got lost in the crowd. The positions I got in secondary school, they are not actually so relevant. The only time I got third position, my classmates believed that
Mm.
there was like a there was a form of like system error, and that was the only reason why I got
Are
third.
you
Yeah,
serious?
I'm serious.
Wow, that is mean.
Very,
That is
yeah, it
mean.
wasn't just for me though, because we had one particular girl that was always like the first position. She was the first from GSS 1 to GSS 3. When I eventually got the third position, then she came second. So they could not believe that she was second, and I was third. Like, how? Do you understand? So I think it stemmed from there. And getting into the university,
Yeah.
going for jam tutorial, the only thing like that I had at the back of my mind was I have to be the best. I have to like put in my whole. I have
Mm.
to put in my. I have to put in my all. I have to be the best at this thing. So yeah, I feel like it kind of just like pushed
Yeah.
my drive in the university. So yeah, Dami, you're like totally right. I was always like aiming for the best, and because I was getting it at the time, I actually did not have issues. I was just like sailing smoothly and all. But when I started my masters, come and see, I
Mm-hmm.
had to face another like level of self doubt. I had to face another level
No.
of questioning myself, questioning my competence. I was always like questioning my abilities, and
Yeah.
I always felt like I wasn't supposed to be there, like, in school, doing my masters. Maybe I don't even like, I for the most part I felt like I did not have what it like takes to actually be a master student. I don't know if that makes sense. So yeah, I feel like it just comes from being hard on
Mm,
ourselves and wanting to just meet up with standards, like probably standards we've set for ourselves. Sometimes we don't even need anybody to set the standard for us. My For me now, it's like I've always had
yeah.
to like compete against myself. Like I just feel like I deserve to be in a certain position, and whenever I get less than that, I just feel bad about it. Like, why am I getting this? Why am I
Mhm.
here? Like, and when everybody, like when I have people around me telling me that, oh, you're doing well, you're trying, you're putting your best foot forward, I do not believe them because I'm not getting the results that I want to get. And another place I
Yeah.
think imposter syndrome, like in syndrome, stems from is that the culture of humility, where like you grow up and
Mm,
people always tell you like not to brag about your achievements, do not brag about your accomplishments, where
yes.
you can't just speak
Yeah.
into your success, you can't feel fly. It's like, oh, you're proud, why are you acting like this, where you have to
Yeah.
downplay
Exactly.
your
You can't even
achievements.
celebrate accomplishments.
Yeah. So I feel like it stems from there. So where you're like, I did well at this thing, but it's not like I did anything big. I just read. I did this thing. I didn't do anything
Yeah.
special. I
It's
just read
just
and
good.
prayed. It's just God. Yeah, I feel like it comes from that place
Yeah.
too.
I
So
mean,
yeah, I think it just having that mindset just makes you always downplay your efforts. Like you always downplay your effort, you always downplay
mhm.
like yourself, you always downplay like your achievements, and it's just like it's not a big deal. I just did it, anybody can do it. But deep down that you did not just do
Right.
it, like you burnt midnight candles together. So
Exactly.
yeah, I feel like it stems from those two places.
The
Yep.
sleepless nights, the amount of coffees, like,
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, the culture of humility has actually done more harm than good. You mentioned how you feel like an imposter when it comes to your writing and when it comes to like, exploring the
yeah.
creative side, your creative side. Do you also feel like an imposter in other
Mhm.
areas of your life, like work wise, or it's just like with your creative like
Um,
side?
no, so yeah, I work too sometimes. So there are times when my boss would ask me to work on like a high network document, right?
Uh huh.
And I do it. I send to her, and I do it expecting that okay, like when I'm done, I'm sending it to her to like
Mhm.
get feedback of, oh, you need to do this, you need to change this. I don't like this. I don't
Uh
like this.
huh.
So while sending to her, I'm already putting myself in that state of mind where I know that I didn't do a good job,
Yeah.
and I just want her to go through it and then tell me the things that she didn't like.
Mhm.
But then I send it to her and my boss is like, this is good. Can you add this? Can you add this? Or this is really
Mhm.
good. And I'm like, oh wow, she liked it. And then even after feeling like, oh wow, she liked it, in
Mhm.
my head I'm like, but wait, what did I even do? Like I'm like,
Mm,
okay, she liked it. And then I'm wondering what exactly I did that she
yeah.
liked, right? And
Mhm.
okay, all right. So yeah, like little things like that. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should just learn to just appreciate ourselves more. I mean, that small thing you did,
Yeah,
people
we
are
need to
paying.
compliment ourselves. We need to like,
Yeah.
yes,
Learn to take compliments
yeah, we
actually,
need
not
to.
just
We actually need to.
yeah, your hair is beautiful. You write in a
Yeah,
very
thank you,
beautiful way too. So
thank you.
yeah, I think they're just
Your hair is beautiful, by the way. I'm going to steal your wigs. You've been like wearing some gorgeous wigs, and I'm like, I need to read this
I'll send
woman's
you my
wardrobe.
wig plug.
Just the
I'll
wigs.
send you my wig plug. Yeah, I'll send you my wig plug.
Please do. Thank you.
Aside from like the academic side of me, where I get to feel like
Mm,
I tend to get so competitive and just feel so incompetent. I feel like there's also
mm-hmm.
this creative side, so
Yeah.
this podcast side of me. I'm always depressed on Thursdays now. Initially, as a last year, where when I was like dropping new episodes on Saturdays were like my really like down days. Now, my days of I don't want to say
Mm-hmm.
days of depression, but the days where I feel bad, I feel sad now are Thursdays. For me, Thursdays are always like,
It's Thursdays.
yeah, when I just like drop. a podcast episode, I'm trying not to check the numbers. At the same time, I'll consciously like check the numbers. It's like, are people
Yeah. Checking the
listening?
numbers can be
Yeah, it's a
crazy.
bad
So
thing.
yeah, for that, I do understand that because I mean it's one of the reasons I actually stopped posting on Instagram for a while because I'm like,
Mm.
ugh. I mean, I'm not posting to get people's validation, right?
Yeah, we say that a lot.
But at the same time, I think there's this yeah, I think there's this psychology that comes with when you put yourself out there, you're
Mm.
expecting some kind of feedbacks. So when you don't
Mm.
get any, you're like, ugh, what's
And as
going
we
on?
all keep the
Do you
pictures in
get
like gallery.
like thank you. Yeah. So like, okay, I know that yes, this thing I'm doing, I'm not doing it to like garner people's like likes or maybe like I need to
Yeah.
talk to this person or I'm not trying to get validation. But at the same time, I post it expecting that okay, yes, at least people that are
Like
following
just
me or
first
me
love.
people that
First
like
love.
I'm following would see it, like it exactly,
Yeah.
and then they don't, and I'm like, okay, so what's the point of posting it in the first place? So it's kind
Yeah.
of like, is it um, it's paradoxical, right, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So like, okay, you're not posting for validation. At the end of the day, you're expecting validation. The numbers thing, I do understand because there are times too when I like post on TikTok and I go back to check and I'm like, okay, just two people commented,
Yeah.
or just one person commented, or so yeah,
Yeah.
I try to like zone out my mind. Try to like zone out my mind when I post and just post and go. Like I don't come back to check the numbers because I'm trying not to put myself in that state of mind where
Position.
I have to
Mm-hmm.
be worrying about the views. So I just feel like okay, I'll post it. I feel like it will get to the right places, and when it does,
Yeah.
it takes one. I mean, it takes one video to go viral. It might not be this one. It might be the next one,
Exactly.
and I think that is what would keep me going. So if it's not this one this week, it could be the next one, and that is how it will go until that big break finally comes.
Yeah, there's that too. I'm like really just I'm really trying so
Yeah.
hard. I'm trying to learn how to separate like just detach myself emotionally from this whole like podcast thing, but really it's hard. I don't think
Hmm.
because the purpose of doing all this is to
Yeah, it
just
is. It's easier
is to
said than
be
done,
heard.
honestly.
Exactly. Purpose of doing this is to be heard. So like when it's like okay, it's
Yeah.
still just your close people that are
Speaking of to
listening
be
to
heard,
you. Uh-huh.
speaking of to be heard, Ayo, I don't know if Ayo like
Oh,
Ayo
I
posted
saw.
something on his WhatsApp
I saw
status
his
this morning,
yeah, I saw his
and
status.
he was
Yeah.
like, and I was like, oh, and I was like, oh, he was going to, and I was like, oh, he was going to like that. I was like, oh, what do you think about it? And I was like, oh, it's
Mm,
really sweet that he needs to put more people on. And I'm like, please do. That is what we are looking for. Please share it. Thank you.
please
I
do.
mean, that's like, I mean, that's
And yeah, and
like,
if you're listening to us
I mean,
on
it's actually
yeah, I wanted to tell them that if you're listening to us on Spotify, don't forget to rate
sorry.
the podcast too because it gets us to like it gets us far. It helps
Yes,
us meet
please.
new listeners. Just like rate us 5-star rating on Spotify. Yeah, follow us
I
on
mean,
Spotify.
it won't even
YouTube
take you to like
subscribe.
to rate us. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's that. So do you feel like social media have actually like worsened the tendency of us as humans to feel like imposters?
Two ways for me. I think yes, in a way, social media has a very big role to play in
Mm-hmm.
us feeling like imposters, and that's because gone are those days where people are trying to be humble now. Omo, people are posting any win, both the smallest, the biggest. People are posting their wins, and then you, you that you don't feel like you have any wins, or you that you don't feel like you have any
Mm-hmm.
accomplishments, you're on your phone in your house. Ah, look at this person again. Ah, see, I'm in my house. This person is doing this way. Do you
Yeah.
get like,
Uh-huh.
ah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know when you know you're doing a good job. You know you're doing a good job, but you see someone that is doing maybe not as much as you are, or is getting praised, and then you automatically tell yourself that, oh, well, I'm a fraud anyways. Like it's not like what I
Yeah,
did is
maybe
like
that's why I'm
good
not
enough
getting the
anyways. Because if it was good
attention.
enough, I would not be.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Exactly. People know how to play
Mm-hmm.
their trumpets now.
Yeah.
That's
Trumpet.
I
Yes. Yeah.
used to be like LinkedIn baby. I think that was like in 2023, 2022. I was really active on LinkedIn, trying to post like the little things, write stories about everything. I think I'm going back anyways, but I've not like posted on LinkedIn for like 2 years now. So I went
Mm,
for a program last year. I think I went for a program last year, September, exchange scholar program in the US, and I did not post about it. I just felt like it was not a big deal. Like everybody, I don't know, I just felt like it was nothing. Then I came across someone's post and she wrote about it on LinkedIn, and I was like, bro, wait, are we actually doing the same thing? Guy, if you see how she spoke about it, how she I don't even know how she it was just the whole thing. It was a whole post. It was a whole write up. And she was reading
so
comments. People were like, "Oh no, we're so proud of you. No, you're doing this. You're putting Brazil on the international map." And I was like, "Wait, hold up, what's going on?" And then the funny thing is, in my cohort for that program, I was literally the only like Nigerian or the only black person there. Like I was just. It was just Chinese people I had around me, or Asian,
wow.
sorry, I had around me. So it was a thing, but I didn't really see it as a
Oh
big
wow.
deal. And now I want to post it, but I don't even know where to start from, bro. Months have
Yeah.
passed. What do I even want to say? Like, I don't even
I
know. But
mean,
like,
you can still write about it. It doesn't. I don't think timing. I don't think. I don't think the timing. I don't think timing is wrong. That you didn't post it then doesn't mean you can't post it now. It's something you did. It's something you went through. I mean,
well, I
I
was thinking
didn't
of
choose to
just
post it then. I can choose to post it now.
well, I was thinking of just
It
like
could be like a summary
my
of.
master's program. That was my intention. Just like have that post, a picture from the
Mm,
program, a picture from my grad
yeah.
shoots, and probably a picture of I don't know from
Yeah.
my defense, and just write the story. You guys, when you see that story, oh, lo, 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 lo. When you guys see the story, then you know the funny thing, the bad thing will be for me to put the story out there, then I do not get any likes or comments, and
ah
that's where another
ah
episode
ah.
of depression will start.
I mean,
So yeah, I think
are
social
you
media has
posting
has worsened.
are you posting for the likes or are you posting for yourself? I think that's where you should that's what will help you. Like, are you really
Do
posting
you know
for
that if we're thinking about in a way, I'm posting for people to know that I did these things. If it
okay?
was just for myself, like I'm good. I already have the experiences. Like
Mm,
I don't know, no one can take them from me. I
mm-hmm.
already have like the pictures in my gallery, but I'm
Yeah,
putting it on LinkedIn because I want the world to see that. Come and see
true.
what I have done. Come and see what I have achieved.
Yeah,
Because
I
I feel like
understand
probably
that.
people are not seeing enough.
Mm,
And yeah, I have like currently I'm kind of like on a career break on LinkedIn in quotes, so like probably
yeah,
it just serves as an explanation for the break. Oh, this is why she has been
yeah.
absent and everything. So yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
there's that, but I don't know. So yeah, I'm
Okay.
not posting for external validation, but at the same time I'm posting for external recognition. Yeah, does that make sense?
I get that. I
I don't
get
know if
that.
it does make sense.
I was going to ask you that how does social media affect how, or how do you think social media affect how Nigerians perceive themselves and their accomplishments or achievements?
Hmm, very important question. I think with social media now, like we get to have like everybody on one platform, you know, talking about
Mm-hmm.
things. So like you're entering a particular field, like probably you're trying to become a chef. You have like that social media
Yeah.
Instagram page of the person who has been a chef for like 15, 20, 30, 40 years. So it just with social
Mm-hmm.
media, it sets standards. Like we said, yeah, I don't know. So most times we need like metrics to measure our achievements, to measure our progress. So like with social media, we can easily find those metrics. Like we can easily find people to look
Mm-hmm.
up to, and it can be good and bad. Like it can be good where like in the sense that you have this person you're looking up to, you're trying to like become like them, you're doing the hard work, and it can be bad
Mm-hmm.
in the other way where you have this person but you fail to see their process, because most likely say they are not posting their process or how they got there.
Yeah.
They're just posting their milestones, how they're celebrating their milestones. So you want to get to where they are without thinking about how they got there. So like I feel like it affects
Yeah.
Nigerians in the way that sometimes it makes us like to just think that success is, I don't even know how to put it. But wait, the question is tricky. But wait, let me try to answer it. So yeah, I feel like
Okay.
firstly, social media like affects how we see ourselves in the sense that like now we tend to just compare ourselves like very easily. We see people that are doing more than us. We do not want to see like the
Mhm,
background story. We do not want to see like the struggles they face. We just have like this very
mhm,
beautiful pictures of what success is, what success should look like. And it just helps us define how we shape our lives. So right now, a lot of people are not doing like they're not doing things for themselves. Like they're not trying to define what success means to them because they have people doing it for them now. So it just puts you in this
mhm.
mental space where you're always competing, where you do not like see
Yeah.
past like you can't see past like the superficial things you see online. So I feel like it affects us in like social media actually affects us like in a bad way and in a good way. It pushes us to do more because now you can see people that are doing it better than you. You can aspire to be like them.
Yeah.
And in the bad way,
Mhm,
in the sense that it makes you want to feel like want to just I don't know, you see people that are doing it and they're doing it well and it makes you want to
mm,
just like put out the same quality of work they are putting out when you do not even
yeah.
have like the experience to do it. And sometimes it just makes you be in this very like in this place where you're just beating yourself up because you cannot or you feel like you cannot achieve what certain people are achieving, and you do not
Mhm,
give yourself like grace, you do not give yourself like the amount of years they've given themselves to get to where they are. So yeah, I think with social media, it just makes us to always be in this space of like competition. Like we're always competing with social media. There's always somebody like better than you. There's always somebody
mm,
like doing what you're doing in a very like advanced way. So there's always someone to look up to. But if you're actually smart, you
yeah.
can see that there's always someone to also like there are people also looking up to you. So I feel
Mm,
like with social media, there's just this very like big circle. Like there's someone looking up to you. You're also looking up to people. So in a way, you're just
mhm,
like trying to like do more. You're trying to advance. So it just helps us see ourselves as like what we are. Yeah, we just see ourselves as imperfect humans. But I think
yeah.
how we now treat this feeling is what's really like what can make or mar us. Like when we see ourselves like with social media, I tend to see like your imperfections. You see that oh, there's room for improvement. So how you choose to handle this can either make you, you know, the best or the best version of yourself, or just make you like the
Or the
shadow of yourself,
worst.
where you just want to just shrink.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to shrink and you just want to disappear because you feel like you're not good enough to be out there in the very first place.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that
Mm.
answers your question, but I feel like I was just going
Yeah,
round
I
and round and round. I don't.
but yeah, in a way you touched on it, and yes, to some extent you did
Mm-hmm.
answer the question. Yeah, social media is it's why I said earlier that it's like two extremes. It's like the good side
Yeah.
and then the bad side. Like, okay, you're using social media or you're getting influenced in the positive way, but at the same time, you can't
Exactly.
ignore
Mm-hmm.
negative influence. So now how you navigate that,
Yeah.
or how you what's the word? Navigate. Yeah, how you navigate that is what would now determine how things would go. So it could either break, like you said, it could either make or mar you. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think yes, I think that's it. So like I don't know, I both of us right now we're still battling
Hmm.
with imposter syndrome. Like we are both like still there, like we are not
Oh
free
my
from it.
god, you can't
But like
even
how have
imagine.
you managed this?
Okay, so I don't know. The question is, am I really managing it? That should be the question. I think
What did you say?
I said the question is, am I really managing it? Like, am I really
Oh,
managing it?
okay.
Because
Mhm.
I think what I've learned to do is to just like block it out. Block it out in the sense that I so when I do something and I'm feeling like, oh, this is not good enough, da 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 da, and I get told that, oh, this is good, I don't dwell on it. Like, I don't dwell on that,
Okay.
like maybe validation, or I
Mhm.
don't dwell. I just do it and go, because me dwelling on it is going to make it worse for me. Like, it's going to make me actually feel like the
Mhm.
fraud that I think I am. So yes, I will just like
Mhm.
block it out and just move on. I think that is how, in a way, I don't know if that is managing it, but yes, I think that is how I've been able to like manage manage it. How about you?
Okay, for me, I think my I I think I managed that feeling by celebrating my milestones. I always
Mm,
try to celebrate myself. Like,
mm,
even though I feel like fraud or I feel like a fraud, I feel bad. I feel like, okay, probably I did not do anything special to get the opportunity or anything. In my own
mhm,
little way, I always try to celebrate myself, like throw that
mm.
graduation dinner, celebrate that I don't
Yeah.
know, or dread, I don't know, probably likes or something. Just celebrate yourself,
Mhm.
like just
Yeah.
make memories out of like certain situations, out of like certain accomplishments. When you reach a
Mm.
milestone that you work towards, like it does, you don't have to feel like you deserve it to celebrate it. So yeah, most times I just try to celebrate myself, and I feel like that's the only way I've been able to manage it. So yeah, I'll throw myself that party.
Yeah.
I threw myself that
I
party, yeah.
mean,
So I always try to celebrate my milestone.
throw yourself that party and act surprised.
In my case, though, I don't act surprised because
No,
I'm
no, no.
planning it.
I'm just like
So yeah,
it was just like yeah, it was just like throw
no,
yourself.
no,
Okay.
I get it, I
So
get
my question is, do you have any
it.
advice or how can you advise
hmm
some people that are dealing with imposter syndrome?
Okay, I just merge my advice and your advice together and just tell them that. So the first
I've
one,
not even giving
always
my
like celebrate.
advice.
No, now you already said how you handle it. I'll just merge how I handle
Oh,
mine and how you handle your
that is
own and
how
give
me
it
I
to the
handle
boys'
mine. Like
advice.
me, I'm even oh okay. Me, I was even going to say that. Well,
Oh, you
before
want to
you
advise? You want to
so
advise
before you
people?
like I'm not advising people like I said, advice is very sweet to give. It now the difficult part is taking
Okay,
like do
okay,
you take your
yeah,
own
yeah,
advice? That's the question. So
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
I think before
that's
you
true.
yeah, I was going to say that. I was going to actually say that you feel like you're fraud or that you're feeling like you're fraud does not make you a fraud.
Yep, yep.
Like
True,
in dealing with
true.
imposter syndrome, that you feel like, oh, I don't deserve this, my work isn't good enough to have gotten me here, doesn't mean that it is true. It is feelings. That is
Mm-hmm.
a feeling, not a fact. You might feel like a fraud, but the fact remains
Mhm.
that the work you're doing, whatever it is you're doing, is good enough or was good enough to have taken you to wherever it is you are at the point in time.
Yeah,
So
that's
yes,
true.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So I think
actually,
that's my own
and I
advice.
think
Yeah.
that's an advice. You see, you asked me a question, then you jumped. You jumped. Anyways, I
Ah,
think my number one advice would
sorry,
be
ma. Sorry.
celebrate yourself. Number one
Yeah.
advice will be celebrate yourself. Always celebrate yourself. You did it.
Mm-hmm.
You deserve it. You got it. You aimed for it. You achieved it. Celebrate it, and just
Preach it,
always enjoy
sister.
it. And
Preach.
number two,
Preach.
do not be afraid to like blow your trumpet. Do not be afraid to talk about the things you've done.
Yeah.
You can reference people that have helped you. You can reference, God. You can reference where you got your inspiration from, but do not be like scared to blow your trumpet. Like talk about the process,
Mm-hmm.
talk about how it was for you, the feelings, like what you felt doing it. But yeah, do not be afraid to blow your trumpet. And yeah, second one, just
Yeah.
celebrate it, celebrate your moment. And like Dami said too, you're not a fraud. You might feel like that, but you're not one. You did the work, and
You're not.
we all like. I feel like Loki. We all battle with imposter syndrome, but it's just on different levels. So you're not alone. That's
Yeah.
another thing I think everyone should understand. You're not alone. We got that day. We're
Mm-hmm.
twinning on this. More than twinning, Swift. Like
Twinsies.
it's a universal.
Twins.
I don't know. I did not carry out any
Yeah, I feel like
research, but
it's
I feel
a
like I don't
yeah.
know everyone. Yeah, it's a
Well,
general
I mean,
problem. Yeah, so
most
yeah,
of
you're
us
not
just struggle
alone.
with it. So yeah, you're not alone, my dear.
Yeah, you're not
We gather
alone.
we are in this together.
Yes,
We are in
my
this
G.
bowl of soup together.
Yeah. Okay, so lastly, I want us to
Okay.
just talk about. I know you've said so many things about feeling like a fraud, about feeling like
Yeah.
you're not good enough, you're not as creative as you.
Huh.
Other people think you are.
Yeah.
I've spoken about how I feel like I'm not as smart as people think I am. Da 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 da. So I
You
just want
are
us to
smart.
learn with
You
like
are
by
very
completing it.
smart. Before we
I
sorry, I'm
want us
gonna
to end.
before we
Okay.
continue, before we end it, sorry. I was going to say that
Yeah.
this is not something that I've not told Bookie before. Bookie is a very smart woman. Yeah. Period.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so shy right now. Thank you. Yes, to end this episode, I want us to complete the sentence. I am learning that I am. You can make a sentence with this. You can make more than one sentence. So I am learning that I am. Da 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 da. Da. So let me go first. Then I go. Then yeah. I am learning that I am able. I am learning that I am capable. I'm trying to do like rhymes here. I am learning that I'm able. I'm learning that I'm capable. I am learning that I am courageous. Yeah. Yeah, I'm unstoppable. And I want, if you're listening to this episode, I want you to join in on the conversation. Let us know in the comment section. What are you learning about yourself? What are you learning about? Just let us know. Yeah. I am learning that I am. Keep the conversation going in the comments. And I think that will be all. Yeah.